dropped out of college when I was 21 years old, and I felt like such a freaking loser. I promised myself that I would do whatever it took and work as hard as I had to never have that feeling again. And yet here I am. I set this goal to raise $1 million by riding my bike from Mexico to Canada, 2,000 miles. The idea was to spotlight overlooked communities and provide direct impact to the people, the families living inside them. And yet here I am, 3 months away, and I'm not even close to the goal. So let me take you back a couple weeks. I was in a room with over 300 really rich guys, and I was on stage. I shared with them the idea of the ride. I shared with them the idea of riding my bike from Mexico all the way to Canada. I told them about the mission, about how hard it was going to be because I wasn't a cyclist. And I shared with them what I needed from them. I needed help. I needed support. Honestly, I needed donations. I told them that night, if we raised over $250,000 that evening, that I would ride a bull as a part of the bike ride. And guess what? All of those people showed up. I was on cloud 9. One night in to the ride, right after announcing what I was doing it for, and how we were going to do it, we raised over $250,000. That night when I went back up into my room, I felt like $1 million. It was incredible. I felt seen, I felt heard, and most importantly, my idea felt validated. People believed in this idea of spotlighting these overlooked communities. People were excited about the idea of seeing the direct impact that their dollars, that their donations could have. And I thought for sure, the hardest part of this entire thing was going to be riding the damn bike. Now, don't get me wrong, riding the bike is going to be really, really hard. I'm going to average over 150 miles a day, which means for about 10 hours a day, my butt is going to be sitting on that seat and my legs are going to be pedaling. Now, for somebody who's not a cyclist, this is no small task. 13 days in a row, 150 miles a day. I got a lot of work yet to do to train and make sure that my body, my mind are ready. And I figured that was going to be the hardest part, getting myself in cycling condition so that I could do it. On the flight back to Austin, though, I was just journaling and reflecting on how cool it was that all these people showed up and were excited. Got back to Austin, told my wife about how exciting this was, told the team that we were already over $250,000 raised. And yeah, sure, $250,000 is a lot of money, but it was still $750,000 short. But I shared that the vision and the mission were so strong that if we raised $250,000 in one night, man, what could be possible over the next 3 months? Fast forward to that next Monday, I was sitting there and all of a sudden I started to hit a wall. The people that said they were going to donate showed up, but the sponsors who were interested stopped returning my phone calls. The sponsors, the companies that we want to partner with, are going to actually fuel the operation of the ride so that every single dollar we raise can go directly to the families, to the people that we see and meet along the way, giving cars, furnishing apartments, giving cash, paying tuitions, paying off debt, whatever shows up. And I thought that if I shared with these partners and these sponsors as to what we were doing and gave them the opportunity to put their logo on this mission, that they would be excited. And they were at first, and they still kind of are, but yet nobody is writing a check. And I still have $750,000 more to raise. The worst part, honestly, is that every single day I have to get on that bike and put in the work, knowing the amount of resistance I'm facing, not only from the gears and the road, but from the partners and the sponsors, from the people that we want to impact, but yet I haven't raised the full $1 million. I've talked about this goal publicly. I've shared it on stages. It's all over Instagram. Everybody who knows me knows about it, and they're all excited by it. But excitement doesn't always equate to the result that I'm looking for. $750,000 short of the goal. No partners, no sponsors to fund the actual mission, taking me and my team from the border of Mexico all the way up to the border of Canada. RVs, Sprinter vans, content team, lodging, meals, all of that stuff still has to be funded. And I feel as though I'm back to that 21-year-old self. The kid who dropped out of college, who felt like a loser, who everybody kind of believed in, but behind my back, everybody doubted. And as I sit here today and I reflect on the 3 months ahead before the ride, I can't help but feel that exact same way. Sure, people are excited about it. Sure, people believe in it to my face. But do they show up when I need the help? When I need the support? I'm sitting on the bike this morning and I'm just reflecting on the fact that I might fail. I might not raise the $1 million. I might not find the partners and the sponsors to fund it. Ignore the fact that I might not actually be able to ride my bike 2,000 miles. Here's what I'm gonna do. First, I'm gonna change how I tell the story. I thought that if I showed up with this mission, people would be inspired by it. They'd be excited by it and they would just write checks. But I was wrong. I'm gonna reframe how I tell the story. This isn't about just writing a check and putting your name on a really cool mission. This is about investing in a story, in a human, me, that is literally going to push their body as far as they can possibly push it, further than they've ever pushed before. And along the way, we're gonna change lives. We're gonna impact people. And so the partners, the sponsors, the donors, they're no longer putting their name on a mission. They're making an investment in a cause bigger than themselves, a cause bigger than me. Second, I'm gonna stop chasing the massive checks. I had it in my mind that I could just get a couple really big checks and we'd be at our $1 million goal. But I'm going to rebuild my ground game. I'm gonna go focus on the small checks, the small communities, brick by brick, stone by stone. And I'm gonna build from the ground up, $100, $50, $1,000. Because what I have found in my life is that momentum brings more momentum. And right now, I've lost all the momentum. Yeah, sure, that first night was incredible. $250,000, that's a lot of money in one night. But it was check by check, person by person, people investing in me, in the mission, in the story, in those communities that are overlooked. And so I'm gonna stop chasing the big checks and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start having conversations regardless of the amount of money that's raised, regardless of the amount of money that's sponsored. And the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go public with the pain. That's the whole point of this video. I think so many people talk about all of the good in their life and only show you the good. But let me be honest with you right now. This sucks. This hurts. I'm riding my bike every single day. I'm putting in the work. I'm focusing on recovering my body, fueling my body, learning a lot about cycling and how to shift a bike, how to ride the damn thing. And yet, most of the time, I only talk about the good stuff and act like it's all hunky-dory. In reality, it sucks and it really freaking hurts. And I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm not gonna give up, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am in a rut right now, and this is hard. So if you're watching this video and something in it resonated, maybe you're driving in the truck, making cold calls, nobody's answering. Maybe you've set a goal or made a promise so big that you have no idea how you're actually gonna pull it off. Just know that that's not a sign of failing. That's a sign that you're in the arena. If you wanna be a part of the ride with me for a day, donate $1. Heck, maybe even your company wants to be one of the sponsors and partner with us on this mission, I'll drop a link below. But if you do nothing and you have no interest in the ride, just hear this. In my life, the moments where I've taken the biggest risk and I felt the loneliest or the most scared or like the biggest loser have always been the moments in my life that have paid off the biggest. And I am sure this moment right now, where I'm feeling like a loser and I'm taking this massive risk, will be no different.